There's no doubt this area is going to be a mess for a few days.
We got quite a crowd behind us now. A lot of happy Spurs fans.
They're actually the ones who create all the excitement here at the Final Four. People who witness what you're seeing live on TV are in disbelief. Crews are still working on some of the hot spots on the train trestle. Pretty much this is going to be a loss for the entire community. Is there potential for disaster?
Absolutely.
It took them just over 4 hours to reach this decision. Why'd you hit him on the head?
I was playing with him and I accidentally hit him on the head.
The force of a professional boxer's fist is equivalent to being hit by a 13-pound bowling ball. And knowing the right skills can submit a suspect quickly. Tell us, if you could, how you feel tonight.
The gusts just make it feel like you're getting hit by needles at this point.
Well, yeah, I'll feel it.
Good evening, guys. A very spectacular and very sad scene right now here at Our Lady of the Lake University. We've been here for maybe half hour, 45 minutes, and the flames have just not stopped shooting out of the roof the entire time we've been here. We've also seen firefighters here the entire time dousing these flames, trying to put them out. We're told this is the main building. The main building is on fire here at Our Lady of the Lake University. We have got a large crowd of people, hundreds, if not over 1,000 people out here watching the firefighting efforts and watching this historic building go up in flames. We actually saw one lady near the building just crumble to her knees. She was on her knees crying uncontrollably. Her friends and looked like family were trying to comfort her, but she was just inconsolable at the moment. They draw lots of stares, lots of business, and an occasional honk.
It's fun. It's something different.
Jackie Pichardo is one of 4 scantily clad girls scrubbing down cars at the new Bikini Car Wash on South Flores.
I don't see any problem with it. Like you said, we live in South Texas. It's like 104 degrees right now.
But it's not the weather causing a heated debate here. It's the lack of clothing.
Well, I ain't gonna lie to you. Yeah, it's nice.
They're not hurting no one, you know. It's not showing too much.
People living in this Southside neighborhood disagree, especially because the controversial car wash is across the street from a church and near schools.
A business as this belongs on a major corridor, not within the neighborhood where children have to walk to and from school.
Community members and city leaders have been trying to shut down the 5-day-old business since it opened on Cinco de Mayo. Friday, they succeeded.
This is a temporary closing of this establishment.
This letter here revokes his certificate of occupancy.
Around 3 o'clock this afternoon, city workers showed up and handed the owner a piece of paper that said he had to shut down, but he didn't give up without a fight.
What I believe is happening here is just that they're harassing me. I don't believe for 1 minute that without writing me some type of violations prior to revoking my permit, are you allowed to come in here and do this?
The city says there's a problem with the plumbing. So without warning, they came to collect the certificate of occupancy. But owner Ricardo Arzate would not give it up until vice cops told him he'd be fined or taken to jail if he did not close.
I wasn't going to be arrested or strung up, not today.
Arzate has 10 days to fix the problem, then he can reapply for the certificate. He doesn't think the city will give it to him again, but he'll continue to fight and maybe open more bikini car washes.
Absolutely. Once I get this done, I'm going to do whatever it takes to open more just to prove my point.
The doctor who performed Diaz's life-saving surgery tells us what happens in the ring can change and even end lives. Boxers say the risk is worth the reward. Aspiring boxer Joseph Plasencia is inspired by Oscar Diaz. The 18-year-old dreams of going pro as he trains here at San Fernando Gym. And everyone here prays for Diaz's recovery.
Because we love Oscar. Oscar's one of us.
The San Antonio native is in critical condition after a Wednesday night fight in front of a hometown crowd.
There's some points where it has me thinking about it, man, that could have been me. But I just, I love the sport so much, I try not to let it get to me.
It's a sport and people won't give it up.
Dr. David Jimenez says if boxers did, many would save their brains. The UT Health Science Center neurosurgeon performed surgery on Diaz after he collapsed in the ring.
We literally saved his life with this operation.
The repeated blows Diaz suffered caused severe brain trauma. Such injuries are almost common in boxing. Studies show up to 40% of ex-boxers show signs of chronic brain injury.
Professional boxers end up with the so-called punch-drunk syndrome, where they look like they have Alzheimer's. They look like they have Parkinson's disease.
According to the American Association of Neurological Surgeons, the force of a professional boxer's fist is equivalent to being hit by a 13-pound bowling ball traveling at 20 miles per hour.
It generates in the neighborhood about 50-something Gs.
It's dangerous. It can be brutal.
But trainer Robert Perez says he does everything to keep his boxers at San Fernando Gym safe. They use only approved gloves and headgear to protect themselves. And the first lesson here
is that they're not indestructible, that they're subject to get hurt.
Despite the possible consequences, Joseph says his passion drives him.
But I know what I'm getting myself into, though. I really do.
Jimenez just has this to say to those who choose to get in the ring.
The brain is something to be protected.
Rain falls from gray skies on this dreary day in South San Antonio. Fitting weather for the mood outside this house where two young sisters, 13-year-old Natalie Peralta and 6-year-old Nazarene Peralta, were killed by their own father, who then killed himself.
I just had to come by.
Since the Wednesday night tragedy, a steady stream of mourners show up here hour after hour. Some knew the girls, most others are complete strangers. All are stunned by their deaths and compelled to do something. So they add to this growing memorial, built on the spot where the young lives were lost.
Isn't it beautiful?
Why'd you leave it for?
For the children's sake. God will take care of them.
As people walk up to the front porch where the horrific murders took place, you can see the grief on their faces as they leave candles, stuffed animals, flowers, even homemade cards for the girls. And as they walk back down this broken concrete path, many leave with tears in their eyes.
My heart goes out to the family.
Our prayers are with them.
And though it's too hard for the family to stay here right now, Natalie and Nazarene's uncle tells us he appreciates what the community is doing.
Just want to give thanks to everybody that came and supported my little nieces. You know, I love them for that.
If you stop by here, you'll most likely see Ray Quinones lighting candles and arranging the memorial. He lives across the street and says doing this for the grieving family is his way of honoring the girls.
I just wanted to look nice, and I tell the people thank you very much.
The people offering up their gifts, thoughts, and prayers hope one thing.
It helps, you know, the family, and lets them know that they're not alone, you know, in the tragedy.
Andrew McIntosh, Fox News at 9. Hey, we got some good news out here. We just spoke to San Antonio Fire Chief Charles Hood. He tells us the fire is out. Crews are still working on some of the hot spots on the train trestle. He says this is the first time in 24 years as a firefighter he's responded to a bridge fire. We're told the fire started around 7:45 and some debris underneath it actually started the fire, and it went up the trestle. Then a freight train went over the tracks, fanning those flames, making it worse. Now, those tracks are apparently made of creosote, or wood soaked in creosote, which kind of made it go faster. That's a sticky kind of tar material, so it burned much faster. He said crews were able to put out the fire pretty quickly, but that didn't stop a lot of black smoke from filling the area and making authorities have to shut down I-35 from 90 all the way to I-10. So it was a traffic nightmare. We're told that traffic nightmare will be going on for quite a while now. Not sure exactly when the roads are going to reopen, and we're told that Union Pacific is going to come out here and check on the train trestle to see if they'll have to rebuild or if they can kind of repair the damage. Well, she first offered cash when her dog was nabbed last week. That didn't work. But when she offered her Mustang, the pup showed up.
Pork Chop came home. We got permanent smiles now. We're just so ecstatic that, you know, he's home.
After a tearful week, Latasha Armendariz and her kids have their missing family member back. Last Thursday, Pork Chop, a 2-year-old English bulldog, disappeared from Latasha's front yard.
It was hard. It was the worst feeling in the world.
She immediately put out a $500 cash reward, but had no luck. So she switched gears and offered up one of her most prized possessions. This customized 1996 Ford Mustang convertible she's spent thousands of dollars on and just finished paying off.
I love my car. My Mustang was my life's work.
But she was willing to part ways with it because in her eyes, Pork Chop is more important.
I just want to instill the value in my children that family is the most important thing beyond any material item.
Wednesday night, Latasha got a call from a man who said he found the dog near her house. He came over and sure enough, he had Pork Chop. The man didn't even tell Latasha his name, but she kept her promise.
I saw Pork Chop and here's the keys, bye. You know, I didn't even look back. He went right inside, straight to the kids.
We all jumped on him.
Now Carlos, Latasha gets rides from her mom, uses her father-in-law's truck when she can, and takes the bus.
With a smile, you know.
Latasha says she'll get another Mustang eventually. In the meantime, trading her dream car for Pork Chop was an easy decision.
To have my family back again, priceless.